Good evening to each and everybody who has joined us today. I'm Farida Hussain, Chief Marketing Officer of USV Private Limited. And with me is Dr. Alka Chadda, a practicing doctor for the last 30 years, an author of a book, and the one that she's again writing one more book, a prolific speaker, and a certified life coach. Welcome, Dr. Chadda, for this very interesting conversation.
Thank you very much, Farida. Yes.
Yes. And friends, as we celebrate the International Women's Day this particular coming week, we thought to have a very relevant conversation amongst ourselves on gratitude. And both of us know each other since the last few years. In fact, before I knew Dr. Alka Chadda, I knew her husband, the famous endocrinologist, Dr. Manoj Chadda, for several years. And when I met Dr. Alka for the first time, I found you so bubbly, full of life, exuding so much of positive energy in your conversation. And I thought I knew you for years together. So I'm just so curious, Dr. Alka, to know that you being from a medical background, what inspired you to write this book, Shukriya Zindagi, and that too on gratitude?
Thank you, Farida. The connection is mutual. I could connect with you because of you have a connecting nature. Because of your nature, I could connect with you. So thank you for the warm welcome. And this is my very, very favorite topic because I've been doing this work for quite some time. And I'm happy to know that, tell you that my book has just come out on Amazon.com. Now, this topic is so dear to me. Shukriya is my mom and Zindagi is my dad. Shukriya is about, she was a queen of gratefulness. And my dad has taught me all about Zindagi. So these two people, the way they live their lives of contribution, of simplicity, of activity, active lives they lived, and the friendship and the respect that they shared with each other, the unconditional love that they showered on us, the leadership qualities that my father taught me because he was in so many non-profit organizations and how he was leading those organizations. And all these things, make me want to become a better daughter, a better partner, a better parent. And that was my need for me to write this letter and this particular book for that, so that everybody can know what I feel from within my, it is my book of expression actually.
Lovely. Yeah, and I have read your book and it is wonderful. And I would urge each and every one of you all also to read the books because it is again, she's written it for the first time, but the way that the language is kind of framed and you can feel it that all her thoughts come from the bottom of her heart. So thank you so much. Yeah. Yes, Dr. Alka.
So that is the book, and as children, we were never having a hustle, what we have to become. What our parents behaved were like, they were like gardeners, and they helped us to blossom into flowers. It was not like you should become an engineer, you should become a doctor, you should become anything. I saw my KG class this thing, what you call the report card. And on that I have written doctor. I don't know from where I got it, which it was my calling or what it was, I don't know. But I just wanted to become a doctor. But my papa and my mama, they never forced me. In fact, when we used to study too much, my mom used to come and close my books. She used to say, no need of studying so much, you have enough studies you have done. So there was no hustle in us, all of us became what we really wanted to become. And that time was given for us to blossom into whatever we wanted to, So that was the beauty that we had in our childhood. And my father was very close to us, my mom also, my father was, we had innumerable dates. I had innumerable dates with my dad. We went to see movies together. We watched like The Kid or The Sound of Music or Shaheed. He told us stories of freedom fighters, Lokmanya Tilak or Bhagat Singh or Chandrasekhar Azad. And he told us stories from his childhood about partition stories. So, basically he was telling us the stories and seeding a lot of things into us, and we were like, very happy to be with each other. In morning, he woke us up with some beautiful songs. He didn't say, Alka, get up, so-and-so get up. He never said that. He woke us up with beautiful music playing on his spool player. He had recorded some very beautiful songs on the spool player. Those songs used to start playing early in the morning. And we used to get up. And all the songs are now in our subconscious mind. We have mugged up all the songs. And whenever I hear that song, I remember that morning time, the way my dad used to wake me up.
Yeah.
And my mom, she was another piece, she was like, she sowed the seeds of spirituality from our childhood. And my dad was also tough, he taught us how to change tires, he said, nothing doing, to change your own tire. And he was also teaching us when I would lose a match of badminton. He was in sports, in a very big way. And I used to keep grumbling. I was like grumbling that they did partiality and all that kind of stuff. So my dad said, "Look, come on now, look at your service, look at your backhand.
Hmm.
Get a killer service." And I practiced and practiced, and then I won the next match. Point is that my father was soft and he was tough at the same time. And my mom, she was like, shub shub bolo. Tell the nice
Hmm.
things, shub shub bolo, such shub shub socho, and only that will happen. So she lived a life like as if everything is going to be a miracle, and
Hmm.
truly so that life is a miracle, I would say. And she used to laugh. Her laughter was so boisterous. Dil khol ke she used to laugh. And my mom and my
Hmm.
dad used to have some activities together where they used to sing songs together and they used to laugh together. So
Hmm.
what I learned was the couples who laugh together, they last together.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's what I learned. And these are some of those things I've shared in my book, and I really love to talk about this. I can go on and on, but I have to make a stop here. So I want to ask you one question, Farida. Like, what inspired you to? You're holding a very high position right now, management position in USV. So, what was your inspiration to reach to this position that you are right now?
Yeah. So, Dr. Alka, sometimes in life, events just unfold and in a manner that you may not even have planned, that you will reach here, you will reach there, and so on. So, I believe that the values of, three, four values which were given to me by my mom, my dad, as well as my guide, I must say, who was in my pharmacology, master's in pharmacology, and those values were the values of commitment, values of taking on challenges, whatever the challenges are, they never say no to anything. And along with that, humility and integrity. So I think those were, because those were instilled by me, and they inspired me to work in a manner that which got results, and as a result of which, the rising to any level just happened to be a journey. It just happened. And I think that so those are the values which we had instilled, and that is what it is. And I think that if you do whatever you love to do and you get the satisfaction in what you're doing, I think that you can reach to any heights. I mean, that is my personal belief. Yeah. But having said that, Dr. Alka, do you think that there is a relationship between the core values, that our parents instilled in us, and being grateful? Do you think there is?
Absolutely. It is so true what you're saying. So, you know, when my dad was diagnosed with some heart problem and he had a heart attack, and I was so scared. I was in second MBBS and I was terrified. In fact, I thought like finished now. I was 18, 19 years of age, and I thought now my dad is not going to come back. And I had to tell this to my mom. I was in the hospital with my dad and I had to tell this to my mom. When I went and told her, she said, "Nothing is going to happen to your dad. Don't worry."
Mm.
And she just, she gave me some books to read. The Hanuman Chalisa and all that, and I was reading
Mm.
that. And when my dad came home after 3 weeks, she just looked at God and she said, "Thank you for the grace of God that Papa has come home." So she
Mm.
lived a life, like as if everything is a miracle, and she didn't worry so much. And my dad was mostly worrying, and she was not reading Rhonda Byrne or she was not reading this Joe Vitale's Law of Attraction. She just believed in a higher
Mm.
force. And that's what she made us realize. There is no word for Shraddha in English dictionary. That is a kind
Mm.
of faith that you have in the universe, that things are
Mm.
going to happen all right. That was the seed of spirituality that she's sowed in us. That was one thing. And the other was about gratitude. She taught us to be grateful for small, 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 small things.
Right.
If my husband went to her house, she would tell 100 times, "Thank you, Manoj, for coming. Thank you, Manoj, for coming."
Mm.
And that
Mm.
just realize, that when we appreciate the little things in our life, we focus on those little things in our life, and we don't focus on what we don't have. We focus on what we
Mm.
have, and that's what we become happy about. So
Yes.
happiness comes because we are grateful. And happiness is not something that we have to pursue. It comes because of appreciation, because of praising. And it
Mm.
can be a habit which we can develop, a skill which we can develop, a decision that we can take every moment, every day of our lives.
Mm.
Yes. So
I
tell me,
think,
yeah.
yeah. I think that's very important. And I think this feeling of gratitude we all have all experienced and learned, during this last few years of pandemic, and we felt gratitude for, as you rightly said, for all the small things, because, we have heard stories of people not being together, people losing their loved ones, and then, people undergoing so many hardships. And then we saw that yes, we did have all the good things in life. And I think that made us feel more, gratitude for every small things that we had. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. One more thing I want to tell you, that when we had a tagline in our house, and that was "Be like water, love like water."
Mm.
And this was, it was so beautiful the way the lessons were taught to us. The water, it's so komal, it is so warm, cool, and it just goes between our fingers. It's so unyielding, but yet it has the buoyancy to hold a ship on it.
Mm.
Water goes so effortlessly. It nourishes, it nurtures. Wherever
Mm.
water goes now, it brings its love along with it, and it brings greenery and flowers around it. So
Mm.
we love like water. What else does the water do? If we boil it to 100 degrees and we bring it down slowly, it comes back to normal temperature. It becomes the
Mm.
same cool self, resilience. If I was angry, this is what I was told. Just cool down, just shut up,
Mhm.
just sit
Mm.
down. And
Mhm.
the most important quality is flexibility. Flexibility, and you said your parents also taught you humility. The sea is a picture of humility. It's so low down there. It takes all the streams and all the rivers in it, and it is
Mm.
down. And if I ask you a question, which is stronger, the stone or the water? The answer will be water, because the
Mm.
water can cut through a stone because of its persistence and its perseverance.
Mm.
So this water thing, loving like water, made a big difference to us. Every time we were reminded of this, and I'm so grateful for that. I want to
Yeah.
ask you one question, Farida.
Yeah, before that, I just want to say that you have given a beautiful, I think it's a beautiful comparison of the way that you have defined water. I think I would never have thought on my own. And there's so many aspects of water that you have got that I think, and it's so real. I mean, it's so true. So thank you for showing that, and I think all the aspects of our life can be, personified by the stream of water that you said. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Farida, and the biggest quality of water is giving. And I want to
Mm.
ask you one question, that what is the role of giving and contribution? Why is giving
Mm.
and contribution to the society so important in life? What
Mm.
do you say?
Yeah, so I think that as you have also been experiencing, and then, and we know that giving and contribution to society is very important from several, if you see, from several reasons, very early in my life, I have seen my parents live the life of giving to those who deserved and they were needing. Whether it was monetary benefit or whether it was support, physical support, emotional support. So I mean that was always there in our environment where we grew up. And I observed that when they were doing this, the giving aspect of it, it made them so happy and content, because that is something which automatically comes within us, when we are able to kind of, support somebody, help somebody. And so that is one, that it helps you to be happy and content. Number two, it also brings a purpose in our lives, like beyond what we are doing in our day-to-day lives, that okay, fine, you're doing a job, you're kind of you're a homemaker or whatever it is, but then this giving attitude definitely brings a purpose in our lives. And thirdly, it also brings a sense of pride that, we have contributed in building our society that our children will be proud of. So I think that is the kind of the legacy also that we need to kind of leave behind. So I think giving and contribution is extremely very important. But I'm also aware, Dr. Alka, that you are doing a lot of contribution to the society and very valuable contribution. So you must tell us some of the ways in which you are contributing to the society.
So nothing much, my parents, when we were small, actually, I'll tell you, when we had our birthdays, we didn't have any cake cutting and birthday parties and all that. He said that let's go, and he used to just tell us, let's go to the next slum. We were staying in Anushakti Nagar, and we had some Janta Colony ka slum. So my mom used to prepare some food, and on every birthday, we were four daughters, and on my
Mm.
mummy papa's anniversary, we used to go. My mom used to prepare food, and we used to go and distribute to those underprivileged children. And
Mm.
that's what you just said, that giving gives you that kind of happiness. It is not for the receiver that you're giving, it is for your own inner happiness that you're
Mm.
giving. That is what
Mm.
is very importantly said, and you've beautifully pointed out that. So that is what we learned, and as I grew up, my father was in very many non-profit organizations, Bharat Vikas Parishad, and after he left, and I used to watch him. He was a leader, kind of a. He never had his name printed anywhere on the letterhead of that organization, but he was
Mm.
doing all the work. So one day I saw him. When the event was there, he would go on the stage and he was putting the flowers and he was putting all the photographs and calling up the flower guy and calling up the food guy. Where's the food? And this is not come. That is, have you arranged for the tea? Have you arranged for this? Have you arranged for the snack? And one day I told him that, what is this? You are doing all the work yourself. Why don't you tell the juniors to do it? He said, they will come, they will come. And really speaking, that was his way of his teaching and to the juniors, then they used to join him later.
Mm.
What I learned from my father, and giving for him was like he said, don't give because you want to throw it away. Give because it is useful to that somebody. The giving
Mm.
more about you. So sometimes, I would just give away my old clothes or what. He said, no, no, no. You give because it is important for you to give.
Yeah.
It has very, very importance. And
Yes.
today I'm just, following all those non-profit organizations, and the children come to us, and we were doing these classes for Bal Vikas children, which my father also was doing. And we
Mm.
teach the Indian traditions and the kinds of, a lot of things, we teach them. And we, basically, the youngsters who are coming right now, we are showing them the power of believing in yourself right now.
Okay.
So the students who are coming, what do they want to become? What are
Mm.
roadblocks? What is stopping them from becoming what they want to become? What are the dreams
Mm.
that they want to become?
Mm.
This is the kind of activity I'm attached to the Swami Vivekananda Kendra also. So those children
Okay.
are coming. And the other thing that I want to tell you is that I'm attached to, means actually we started going to the senior citizens in NRI about 10 years back. But now I had launched my own club also in my premises. And the senior citizens are the source of my inspiration, my happiness. Because even
Right.
in lockdown, we were connecting with them online.
Mm.
They've
Mm.
become so smart now. They do Zooming. And if you give them,
Lovely.
yeah, they've become so smart. And
Mhm.
they really make me happy, when I connect with them. So we said, well, let us do one program on Women's Day. So just
Mm.
about Friday we did it. And they prepare, they write down the points, and they come and they share in the group. It's
Mm.
amazing to see the seniors, how beautifully they have evolved over the last 5 to 6 years. That's what I'm doing. That's my little bit, hardly anything. Thank you so much for that question.
No, no, that's wonderful. I think that's good. And any small things that each and every one can do. I think for the society, all small things will become like a big, and it'll create an environment in which the society and everybody in it can contribute and be happy. So, Dr. Alka, for at the close, coming to the close, it would be lovely if you could give your important messages to our audience. Yeah.
So what can I say? Be happy, be like water, love everybody. But I can think of one thing. This my phone. You cannot see it. On my phone, there are two numbers which will never flash on my phone. I want to ask each one of you. My numbers will not flash because I've lost those two people in my life, my mom and my dad. But I want to ask you, you have those people in your life today. Anybody, it could be the people who have inspired you, the people who have impacted you, the people who have sacrificed you for you, and they've loved you with their heart and with their soul. So what are we doing for those people? Do we remember them? Are they with us? If they are with us, then are we talking to them? Are we looking at what they need? Do we even recognize them? Do we even notice them? Do we even give them some kind of love and affection? And I want to ask you, if they're there with you, then sit and talk to them. Go to your mom, ask her, when was the last time you asked her, Mom, have you had your lunch? Can I sit and talk with you? Or Dad, let us go out and have a chat together. So something like that. And if you're there at home, and if your mom, your dad, your loved ones, whoever it may be, if they're there at home, just sit with them, just hear them out, just listen to what they want to say. They don't want anything else. They just want to listen to you. And just when you're sitting with them and listening to them, just give them a tight hug and make them feel loved and make them feel wanted and make them feel, that I really love you, Mom. Make them,
Mm.
show them that love that they have done for you. It is our turn now to show our love to our parents, I feel. And that's what I want to say. Thank you so much.
Right. Very well said, well said. And dear all of us who have joined us, thank you so much for being with us. And this was a very interesting and a relevant conversation that we had with Dr. Alka Chadda. And I think the message is very, very clear that gratitude is very important, and special gratitude for our parents who have kind of brought us and instilled so many good values in us. And based on that gratitude, let us take that gratitude forward and make a contribution to our society for the people who need it. So thank you so much, and have a great Sunday evening and a very good year, and be safe. And thank you, Dr. Alka. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much for this great opportunity, Farida. I'm always grateful to you. Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you.